Hi, it's your girl Robin Phillips, and this is the process from She to Her. The process from She to Her was founded through my own wilderness, and that's what brought us here today. I knew I couldn't do it by myself, so I brought a few friends on with me.
Hey everybody, I'm Shauna.
Hey, I'm Brittany.
Hi, I'm Kendra.
So listen, we're gonna touch on some really hard topics. We're gonna find freedom to release, and we're gonna keep digging until we find a solution. Let's get into it. First topic, self-love.
All right.
What is self-love?
That's a good question. Well, for me, self-love is pretty much self-explanatory. Is to love on me and give myself a little bit of TLC. And at one point in my life, I didn't have that. I did not love me. I did not like the person that I saw when I looked into the mirror. I actually hated that person at one point in my life. I was on a path of suicide, depression, anxiety, all because I did not have self-love, or I was very unaware of how to love myself. So that's my definition.
That's so prevalent now. These kids are 8 years old. Can you imagine an 8-year-old taking their own life?
Absolutely.
That's
It's
crazy.
definitely ridiculous.
That's
The
crazy.
statistics these days show that, here within the United States, it's at an all-time high with suicide.
Yeah.
But at what point, at what age did you identify, like, yo, I think I like myself just a little bit enough to give myself the journey of healing, the journey to go to self-love?
Well, I think that comes with just self-awareness, right? Being able to identify self and all of that stuff. I never heard I was good enough. I didn't know how to identify myself.
Yeah.
So it kept me in a place of suicide. So I think starting early on, being able to identify, or somebody, affirmation makes a lot of sense nowadays. If we don't get affirmed and somebody telling us, or your parent or whoever is raising you, telling you, hey, it's all right, I love you.
Right.
I love you.
But then when do we cross the line between affirmation and abuse? So you're using the affirmation you're using it as a drug, and you become addicted to it. So when it is you're literally abusing yourself through the affirmation.
Good question. I would say that your parents are your teacher, right?
Yeah.
You go to school, you get taught how to say your ABCs. They just teach you the basics, right? So that's the same thing with us. I will not abuse you in teaching you how to be Kendra or how to be Brittany. I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to know that I don't care what happens in this world, it's all right to be who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Flaws and all. I think sometimes that we can beat up on ourselves and we don't even accept our flaws. Or we're too hard on ourselves, and it's okay to apologize to yourself and hit a reset button for yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Sometimes we need those resets in life just to kind of bring us back centered as to, again, who am I?
Just think about those people who have never been told by a mother or a sister that I love you. No one's ever looked in your face, in your eyes, and said, I love you. So how do you tell yourself that you love yourself if nobody told you that they love you?
That is very true. I know growing up, for me, I always looked for someone to even give me a hug.
Yeah.
I was looking for it. Like, I want someone to hug me. But it was interesting because the first time my father gave me a hug is I was literally 23 years old.
Whoa.
And I lived in the same house with him. But he came from a generation that they, like, hugging, you're a man, you don't hug a woman. But I will pay for you.
It's like crossing the lines.
Right.
It starts early.
It starts really, really, really early. So the question I always had is that when is it that self-love and affection go hand in hand? When do you realize that it's the same thing, that you have to give affection to yourself?
I guess the thing I'm struggling with is how can I give something to myself I don't understand?
Or never got.
I never received it.
Yeah.
So how can you expect me, an individual, to say, I love self? And it's okay. This is okay. This is safe ground. That's hard. I think that's hard to ask of anybody, right?
Yeah.
Now, I keep using the way we was brought up and how parents supposed to implement and reaffirm. But the thing about that is the training wheels do come off.
Right.
That is true.
We got to get it to a point of the training wheels coming off. And therefore, I don't look for validation in man.
And somebody else.
Yes. I look for me.
And we find that even a lot where people feel validated by other people. whether you leave the house in the morning and you're already validated because you know who you are, you love yourself. But there's a lot of people out there who don't have that, and they look for that from a coworker at work or from their boyfriend or from their peers at school because they don't have that.
Can I say this about that?
Mm-hmm.
That was me. So, growing up, my mother, she had her own journey. And it did something to me because I didn't receive what I needed in the time. Mm-hmm. And I looked to men to help me. Mm-hmm. Because my father wasn't there. My mother was halfway there. My grandmother, who raised me, she was tired.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. And so here I am. I said I needed love because my dad wasn't there, my mom wasn't there, so I'm going to get it in man. Mm-hmm. And then I found myself getting raped, abused. I stayed when I shouldn't have. And it was hard.
Right.
So self-awareness or knowing who I am didn't start until later on in life. After having children, now I have to tell my daughter who she is, but I can't tell her who she is because I don't know who I am. Mm-hmm. Right. The digging had to start, though, because that was another generation that we could have lost via my child. I didn't want that to happen again in my family.
Right.
So I had to do something.
Yeah. I can honestly say for me, piggybacking off of your story, I'm 32 years old and I'm still struggling because I literally tied myself into knots for everybody. So I don't even know exactly who Brittany is, who I am in the mirror. I know what I look like. I know my reflection. Mm-hmm. But who is Brittany internally inside of self that I can actually honestly love who Brittany really is? And now I'm having to unpack the bag of being Brittany, who mama want me to be, who daddy wanted me to be, who this person wants to meet. And now when I'm like lashing out, people are like, oh, you're lashing out. No, I'm not lashing out. I'm learning, I'm loving on myself enough to speak my truth.
Yeah. That's that strong, black, angry woman.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But you know what though, Brittany? Just affirmation here. I think you're amazing. That's my thoughts. I don't have your identity wrapped in a bow. I don't have that. But you're amazing because you was created. And you was created to do something special. Aww. So for that, Brittany is something awesome.
Thank you.
That's how I see it.
Right.
You are kind. You are important. You are beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yes, the help. Yes.
And just to piggyback on that, like what we're doing amongst each other, like we as women, we don't do that enough with each other.
No, we tear each other down.
We beat each other down. We tear each other down versus me giving you a compliment and saying, hey, you look beautiful today, or I like your shoes. We'll hate. You know, and she thinks she all that, or, you know.
Because of my personal, me being without, you say you like my shoes, but I'm going to say, she really don't like my shoes. Mm-hmm. She think they ugly, but that's all right. You're my target. Mm-hmm. You understand? And so it comes because we're without. We're lacking something in our makeup.
Yeah, it goes back to that self-love.
Yeah. Yes.
If you don't love yourself, you're going to find fault in other people.
Yeah. First, questions. What is one thing you do a week to make sure that you understand that you love yourself?
Shopping. Come on. I work hard. I make my money. I'm going to go spend it on me.
Yeah,
show me I love me.
Yeah. I know that's real.
Well, for me, on a deeper level, I try to only surround myself with positive relationships.
That's good.
Which can be a tough one. But I only try to surround myself with people who are feeding me something positive, and I can feed something positive back into them. So that's one healthy thing that I try to do to love on me.
Well, I like music.
Okay.
And I like to dance.
Yes.
So I put two and two together, and sometimes when I can't find the right answers or I can't go to somebody, I just let the music take over. Mm-hmm. And I use my gift, dance.
I'm just a little weird. I take myself to the movies at least one time a week. If I can sit in my presence for 2 hours and watch a movie by myself,
come on,
that means I can love myself a little bit longer the next day.
That's good.
That's it. So that's my way I love on myself. I'm taking myself to the movies every week.
Right.
So yeah.
As a mom and as a wife, it's important for you to take that time out for yourself. We are so busy with taking care of everybody, the kids, your husband, but you got to take that time out for yourself. If it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you got to do for yourself and nobody else.
I got a question.
Go for it.
Because what Shauna said, we wear many hats. So how do you surf through the hats, the layers, to get to self? How do you do that?
Oh, it's hard.
Weekly.
Weekly.
It is hard.
You almost got to be a little selfish.
That's it.
I make sure everybody else is taken care of, then I'm really selfish by intentionally taking care of me and doing for me. Spending money on me or whatever it is, I'm going to do it for me and not care what anybody else think. Because y'all are taking care of. Mama did her part.
Yeah.
Wifey did her part. Hubby good. Now it's my time.
Right.
Okay, so what about the single ladies that wear many hats? How can you do it? Because we still have to play the same role. We have to play, but how do you turn around and be selfish?
It's almost like what she said. You just have. I steal minutes wherever I can. Being
good.
a
Steal
single
minutes.
mom, I steal those minutes whenever I can. Whether it's the shower, a little while longer, or a long car ride, walking around the Walmart for a few minutes longer.
Walmart. Yes, Walmart.
So I steal minutes of happiness just to kind of digress and from the week or whatever I need to. That's how I have to maintain my mental health, you know, dealing with the 1-year-old and work all day. So yeah, let me go to the Walmart.
My car, let me tell you, that thing done caught all of my secrets. The car, I sit in my car, and when I said, this is my space.
Right.
If I haven't came in the house, don't invade my space. And I'll sit there for about 2 hours. If I'm strolling the internet, I could take a phone call. I could do absolutely nothing, just sit there and bask in my own. And that's how I am.
So I have another question. At what point do you recognize or say that you need help? Or at what point do you...
This coming from the one who doesn't like to ask for help. Wow.
Yep.
I'm
Ooh.
extremely
Come on,
prideful.
girl.
I do not like to ask for help. But yes, y'all got me on that one. But, you know, how do you deal with that, you know?
Asking for help?
I can talk about that one because I'm like you. I don't like asking for help at all. I don't ask. But lately, it's been the kindergarten method. If it hurts you to the point where you feel yourself about to cry, you need to ask for help. Okay. If you feel yourself about to blow gaskets, you need to ask for help before the blowing of the gasket happens. And then also now I'm learning how to ask for help when it's like a little twinge and it's like, you know what? I can't do this one on my own. I can't. And I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to help me through it.
That's where I am right now. I'm at that point of recognizing this is hard. This is tough. I can't do everything. I might just have to ask for a little bit.
You in the best place ever, though.
This is it. This is help.
That's the
right
place.
here.
You want to know why I say that? It's because I was finna say, whenever you can take the mask off. A lot of times we lie to ourselves, right? And we do not want to say, once we say it, it becomes real.
Yeah.
Right? So I could say, you know what? I just got into a car accident. I lost my job. My kids giving me hell. But you know what? I'm strong. I got this. I'm going to make it through. You just missed your opportunity for your help because you never said, I actually need help. Right here. Insert help. So with that being said, I feel like being able to admit and being honest and open with yourself, I need help. And it's okay.
It's okay, but I guess for me, whenever I did ask for help, I would experience those people who weren't genuine in their helping, and you would hear it again. So that made me completely shut down on asking for help. I don't care what it is. Kendra will figure it out.
That's why you have a bunch of good girlfriends. You don't even have to ask for help. Good friends see that you need help, and they're going to give it to you.
Shauna is the friend that I can remember going through my hard time, and I don't know if I stepped into a moment of pride, but Shauna say, hey, here goes some clothes for D. Oh, Keyshawn, he had them all. And I mean, or he wore these already. These are too small. I'm like, the tag's still on it. That's not true. Like, you got this for me. Right? You got this for me. But not only that, I'm going to say this. Look at that glass half full, not half empty. Because you may run into somebody that you need help from, or you ask for help and they did not do right by you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So say this. I know not to ask you anymore. Because it does not take away the help that you need.
Yeah,
you
right.
still need that help.
Yeah.
So
It just completely shut me down from asking, period. Like, I never wanted to hear it brought up in another session, like, I helped you, or this is what I did for you. I never want to hear it again, because if it was genuine, it would never come up. At least in my mind, that's how it works. So, I don't ask for help. I really don't. I don't care how bad it is. And if I do...
So you want to know what? I got a question. What about pride? Can pride actually come before destruction?
Yes, absolutely.
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 So what did we learn today in this moment of this episode of self-love? What are things that we can take away or have our friends take away? What can you take away? What did you take away?
That it's all right to ask for help.
It starts early. Self-love. Learning self-love starts early.
And I can be loved through my flaws.
Amen.
And
That's it.
Bye.
That's it. All right. I love you.
Love you.
Love you. Love you.
And we love you guys.
So listen. I want y'all to meet us here for the next episode. And look, if there's anything that you want to bring up that you need to talk about, meet us here. Hit us up on our social media. Let us know. We're here to help you.